Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of my Mythic Mobs tutorials. Today we're going to be covering the remove mechanic and the suicide mechanic. Now why have I been bunching these mechanics together lately? Well, because a lot of these new tutorials I'm utilizing better methods to get all the information across while also displaying what the main differences are, so I don't have to have a new video for each individual thing that's very much the same. For example, well, actually, we'll just get into that with this tutorial. I'm not going to spoil it. So, before we get started, if you haven't already, hop on over to my Discord channel. Link will be in the description below. Lots of good stuff going on over there. Lots of cool new showcases being showcased every, well, maybe not every day, but, you know, pretty frequently. Lots of good conversation, lots of questions being asked and answered. If you could probably learn a thing or two just by reading through the chats. Highly recommend it. Come on over and join. It's an awesome place to be. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to want to do is create your file. I made mine remove suicide mob. You can call it whatever you would like, of course. However, I'm going to call it this just for the sake of tutorials. Next, you're going to want to go ahead and get into your mob file. Now, as you notice, this is mostly the same of what I usually have. As you can see, I called it remove aside for just a fun little thing. Yeah, anyway, so as you can see, I only have 3 options this time. Usually I have like 5 or 6, but this time we're actually leaving out one important option, which is prevent other drops. Normally we would have it set to true. You can add it in there if you want and just set it to false. Excuse me, just for the sake of clarity and such like that. However, realistically, you don't even need it at all. So if you just want to delete it to save some space, even though it's like 5 kilobytes, I mean, help yourself. So, first, we need to understand what they do. What does remove do? Well, remove actually just kind of deletes the mob out of existence. What we're going to do is we're going to put these on interact and you'll see. So once we get this all set up, feel free to take a moment to copy all this if you haven't already done so. If you have, yeah, let's go ahead and just move forward with this. So what we can do is we're going to reload. And we're going to spawn it in. MMM spawn remove aside. Okay, so right now, if we right click him, he should just immediately disappear. Yep, there he goes. Gone. Out of existence. Not a trace. This is going to be a method that I highly recommend for most of your mobs. And I'm about to show you the big difference why. But 10, maybe like 9 times out of 10, I'm going to recommend using the remove skill as opposed to the suicide skill. The big reason being, well, it directly plays into this line of options here. So if we do suicide at self, let's go ahead and reload. Spawn him in. Okay. And as you can see, 1, he falls over, turns red, and turns into a puff of smoke. And 2, we now have rotten flesh on the ground. That's the zombie's normal drops, and that's exactly what suicide will do. Suicide, basically, imagine getting hit for 9,999 damage and just dying immediately. That's pretty much what this mechanic is. It just chunks your mob for its max health, ignores armor, and just kills it. That's exactly what this does, and every time you use this option, you're going to get whatever mob drops there are, unless you set this to true. However, it's not really worth it to do, because if you're preventing other drops and you don't want a death animation like that, you might as well just use the remove mechanic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set this back to false real quick, and we'll even do a thing here. We'll do drops. Let's see if I remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've created any drops. Gold nugget 15. I think is the right way to do it. So once we do that, let's go ahead and reload, spawn him back in, remove, bam, gone. Spawn him back in. Let's comment out, remove, and re-add suicide, reload, bam. Yep, see. So the suicide one is how you get drops out of your mob, whereas remove literally just deletes your mob. I highly recommend using remove. It's just a lot cleaner. You can add your own death animations if you so wish. You know, you don't have to worry about other drops like this ever happening. It's just whatever you set it to happen. It's just much cleaner. You don't get that death animation. You don't get that smoky poof effect. I just personally recommend remove like 9 times out of 10. Everybody, that's kind of all I have for a tutorial for you. It's a really, really easy, really simple, quick tutorial, but I figured it was worth noting because I've gotten a lot of questions. How do you make a better mob death? You know, how do I prevent my mob from dropping stuff when it dies? Or how can I make it to where it'll use a skill and it'll just disappear without dropping anything? Well, that's how you do it right there. You literally just utilize the remove mechanic or the suicide mechanic. The big difference is this mechanic won't include drops. This mechanic will include drops. And that's it. That's literally all there is to it. So I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and I realized it was pretty quick. If you haven't already, like I said, make sure to join my Discord channel. And also, if you would, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if this video inspired you. It'll help me help you guys. It'll help other YouTubers find my channel and find my videos. It'll help more people like you be able to see my videos whenever they come out. It helps everybody in the long run. So if you would make sure to do so for me, I'd be very appreciative of it. However, that's all we have today. So thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see what you come up with in the future.